Hold on, let me check this. Why is it not popping up, man? Okay, hold on 1 second, Noah. Let me make sure we're good to go. And then I'll go ahead and roll the intro.
Sounds good, brother.
Okay, we look good. We're in. Okay, sweet. Set that up. All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Forever Self-Employed podcast. Today, I have a special guest, Noah Mackrille. He is a mobile detailing business guru, also a real estate agent. You guys might know him from his semi-viral video about his mobile detailing business. Noah, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, man?
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? My name is Noah. You pretty much covered all the bases. I'm a real estate agent in Austin, Texas, and I detail cars, getting back into it at least because I stopped it for a little bit. And since I just got back in Austin, I'm restarting the detailing portion of it and getting back on the content, posting more on YouTube. So
On the content grind.
yeah, content grind, man.
It's a grind. So you left Austin for a little while?
I did. So
Is this too soon? Are we jumping into deep waters too soon?
no, this isn't the deep waters. I'm talking
Okay.
like I moved to Austin because I was kind of kicked out from my stepdad's house. You know, we had his house listed for sale and it didn't end up selling. I learned a lot from this, but that's when I moved to Austin. I was there for 6 months and that's why I left.
Was that your first house that you were selling?
No, I sold some other property, but
Okay.
I was still inexperienced. I didn't know you had to treat your parents like customers.
That's okay. Look, we're gonna get into this in a little bit. Let's talk about the mobile detailing business before, because it's a little deep. You know what I mean? Let's get more surface
It's all
with it.
intertwined. It's all intertwined.
Beautiful. Okay, so I'll make a note. When we hop back down to this real estate portion, we're gonna jump into that because that sounds very interesting, bro. So as far as the mobile detailing business, how old were you when you started that business, and then what made you want to do that?
Man, okay. So it all started about the time, it was about 5 months after I came out of the womb. I started playing with Hot Wheels. No, just playing. But cars for me were always something that I enjoyed, whether it was playing video games like Gran Turismo or Need for Speed. And it didn't really occur to me that I could make money detailing cars until I was about 15 and I was about to get a part-time job. I went to a job interview. It sucked. I didn't get the job. Another kid actually from my class, my art class, got the job, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was like, I need to do something to make money because I wanted to buy some BMX parts for my bike and skateboarding. That's what I was into with my friends. And so it dawned on me, I was about to get my driving license, not real estate license, my driving license. It was 15 and a half. And the car that my stepdad had at the time was a Ford Focus, and it looked like shit. So I was going to clean it, before I did my driving in it. And I always would detail it before I would go out and drive, because when you're permitted to drive, you have to bring an adult with you. But I ended up just taking the car and driving it on my own sometimes. So I'd always keep it clean. And that's really where it started, because I detailed the neighbor's car for like $40. It took me all day long, and it looked like shit after. So, but it was a really messed up car.
But baby steps, right?
Yeah, it was baby steps. I spent all day detailing just the trunk. And then I was like, wait a second, it's been 5 hours and only the trunk is clean. What the fuck am I doing?
Right.
And it's like I was too focused on the details of cleaning this square portion of the Subaru Outback carpet. I was like, I need to get this stain out. It's been like 2 hours in the one stain. So it didn't make any sense. The rest of the car was just whatever.
Yeah, dude, one of my side hustles is flipping cars, and basically the whole cleaning portion in the beginning is hard, but like once you kind of develop a little bit of a strategy for it, like I do this, and this, then you just get a process and in order, instead of just, because I know the first couple of times I clean a car, I'm like, there's so many different things I could clean. It's like you're jumping from one thing to the next, So I definitely understand the struggle on that. So beginner setup for mobile detailing, like when did you kind of make that transition into like, okay, I'm going to try to do this. And then what was your setup when you first started?
All right. So I can continue right along with the story. It's perfect.
Perfect.
So right when I started that neighbor's car, I went to Walmart and invested $47 precisely, or it's 37. I don't know. I think it was $37. I bought a bunch of turtle wax stuff, some like wires and armor all. That's what I bought. That was my beginning setup, and I was detailing cars with that for at least 3 or 4 months.
Right.
And
As
so
far as equipment goes, though, were you like using?
the vacuum and one of the Bissell stain spot removers. So it had a little hose on it. You could spray with it and you could soak it back up. It's kind of like a hot water extractor, but it's a really shitty one.
Right.
People still on YouTube are like, why don't you use a hot water extractor? And I'm like, dude, there's no point. You could get the same results with
Isn't it funny, dude? Whatever niche you go down into, there's always those people, those know-it-all people that are like, why are you not doing it this way? Dude, with the pressure washing business, I know exactly what you're talking about. All kind of people will hop in there and like, dog, man. I'm like, dude, like I'm doing my own thing. I'm going to do how I want to do it, you know? Start your own channel and do it your way on that channel, you know?
Yeah, exactly, man. It's funny.
So when you first started, you were kind of using your parents' equipment then, like their vacuum, their, right?
Yeah, actually, I didn't even think of that. It was my parents' stuff. I was just using my parents' shit for the longest time, and they would drop me off at these appointments, and I would just work and then call when I was done. And I was doing other things too. Like I was mowing lawns. I was doing whatever I could to make money because I was like, shit, I'm making $10 an hour. I'm balling. Fuck yeah, 15. I'm buying shit. Like it was
Right,
cool.
right. And like it's like no taxes. I mean, obviously you're young.
I was doing yard work. I was detailing cars, and if you want to say detailing, I was just washing cars. I was using a hose and like a garden sprayer. I was using a bucket. I didn't know anything about detailing. I was drying it with beach towels. So my
Right.
setup was literally like the basics, like the bare basics. You can have it in your house right now, and that's what I started with.
Right. A
And
lot
then
of people will ask me like, how can I start this business with no money? Is there a way to start a mobile detailing business without any money?
well, think about it, man. I mean, you can start anything with no money, but if you start here with a vacuum and a couple detail chemicals and here with nothing, it's going to take a little bit longer to get to here than it is for you to get to here because you
Right.
have just more stuff you're starting with. So let's just say if you're starting with nothing, you can go out to Walmart right now and for $3 get some fucking window cleaner and go start like cleaning windows. Don't be sketchy about it though, and go on the side of the highway and be like, hey, let me clean your windows. Like no one's gonna know. Maybe go to like a nicer neighborhood, explain your situation, why the fuck you're cleaning windows only, and why
Right.
you're in this position, and you're gonna get somebody, and you can say, I'm gonna make sure it's streak free, and you're gonna have nice towels with you, and you're gonna hook them up, make sure these windows are perfect, and you can probably charge 10, $15. You can go to the old people's neighborhood. This is perfect right here, old person's neighborhood. You
Write
think
this
they don't
down.
have windows, like the older folk communities? My
Right.
grandma complains like, I don't care about the car, just get my windows clean. Go to that community and just clean windows. I guarantee you, they'd be like, oh yes, please.
Right.
You
So
know,
if you have $0, start off window cleaning, is what you're saying. Window cleaning cars.
clean the
Like,
windows on the cars for old people.
right.
And from there, what would be the next chemical you go get? Some all-purpose cleaner. Okay, then you can just start wiping things down. You can clean plastic.
Clean the rims.
You can clean rims, and then you get some car wash. By that time, if you don't have $5 for car wash, what the fuck are you doing? So you
Yeah,
get
what are
some
you doing?
car
Yeah.
wash and some all-purpose cleaner, some Simple Green, whatever, and find a bucket. You can go find a bucket somewhere. Just take someone's bucket. I don't care. And like you could just start washing the car and then clean the windows really good because you're gonna get really good at clean those windows. And I missed out. You need some microfiber towels, but they sell them for like $2 at Walmart too. So you can start
Right.
with $5. Okay, $5.
So start off window cleaning and then gradually work your way up each incremental step until ultimately you get like that beginner setup that we kind of talked about in the beginning.
And I used to clean windows just like if they didn't want to detail, it's like, okay, well, do you want your windows cleaned instead? And they would say yes because it was only like 20 or $40. But I didn't charge them 40. I think the most I charged was $25 to clean windows on, I think it was a Ford Expedition. It's one of the bigger Ford SUVs.
Right.
And I remember it was like 35 degrees out. It still did it.
Well, I know I'm going to get this question then. What does that conversation look like? How are you approaching them? What are you saying when you approach? And like maybe your demeanor as well. Because some people don't know how to handle themselves and they've never had to handle themselves in that kind of sense before.
Right. And going back to the original question too, how do you start with nothing? Door knocking. Okay.
Door knocking. Okay, cool, cool,
Where I
cool.
started. And I made this little flyer, right? Super cheesy. And it's like discount detailing is what I named it. And I have the actual paper somewhere. I know it's somewhere. And I charge like $30 for a full detail.
Right.
And I'd go around and door knock, but people would still turn me down even though I was a kid. I was 15. So I didn't look like I was 40 like I do now. And the way I'd approach it is this. I would just knock on the door. I'd wait, and I didn't know how to stand. I didn't know my body language. I was not conscious of any of this.
Right.
All I wanted to know was if I could make money or not. And they would answer the door, and it would be a little awkward. Usually they'd crack it open, right? So they'd peek out like, hey, what do you want? And
Right.
I'd be like, hey, my name is Noah. I'm your neighbor. Try to get some familiarity.
That's a good way to go. Okay, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. That's a great tip.
So throw it in there like, hey, I'm your neighbor. You could be fucking a mile away. You're still their neighbor, man. You're just a little far away.
Right. And even if you just say, I've already done a couple jobs in the neighborhood, I was just wondering if you wanted to get your windows cleaned.
Yeah,
Even if you've only done your parents' windows, you know?
exactly. I mean, that's the same approach we use in real estate. Like, hey, we just sold a property over across the street. I was wondering what your plans were. And essentially that's what I did. I would just use that angle of like, hey, I'm 15, I'm in high school. Help me. Help me help you.
Right.
And I would I would take that approach, just knock a shitload of doors, just a ton. Every day
Right.
after school I would go knock in freshman year. And so at least I got one call from that, from someone who had my flyer, and I made like $100. So it's like, let's
Dude,
go.
that's awesome, man. I always tell kids, like, especially if kids come on here and they say, you know, how can I make money? How can I start my own pressure washing business? Whatever. I just say leverage your age, man, because like you're at prime time, man. Like adults especially have this perception that kids are lazy. So if you're one of these kids that's coming out here hustling, why would I say no to you? You know, especially if you're in a affluent neighborhood, you know, where people have a little bit of money, I'd be like, yeah, man, $20, just go clean out the windows real quick, you know? So leverage your age.
Absolutely. I'm glad you were able to pull that out because that's a big one. Leveraging your age is exactly what I did.
Right. Absolutely. Well, dude, that was a great little starter setup. So, and as far as door knocking goes, I've always done flyers. I've just passed off flyers because I always hate when people come and knock on my door. So I was like, man, I really don't want to go knock on doors. But if you're advocating for door knocking, how can people get over that anxiety? Because I know you know the feeling when you first start knocking on those doors before you got that good momentum going. You get that anxiety built up, like, you know, what's on the other side of it, you know?
Yeah,
It could be daunting for a younger kid. You know what I mean?
it can be daunting. I don't know what it was in me, but I didn't care. I didn't care when I was door knocking.
Nice.
So I'd like to introduce this frame. Why do you think immigrants can come here and become super wealthy as salespeople? I've seen a lot of immigrants come here. None that particularly come to my mind, right off the top of my mind right now,
Right.
but come here. Danny Morell actually is one of them. He's a real estate agent. Came from, no, he wasn't an immigrant. Okay, now I got to backtrack. He's from New York, but he still
It's
came
all
to
good.
LA, and he started at 18 and he was broke. He was absolutely broke.
Right.
And he started door knocking, just asking anybody, hey, do you want to buy or sell real estate? Like he was just fucking fearless and asking. Like,
Right.
and that's the way you got to be. You got to get over the fear that way. And you just start by doing it, and it's not as bad as what you think. And I want to bring something up that you said, and that is, I hate when people knock on my door. Is it really them knocking on your door that you hate, or is it their energy? Is it their body language and what they're
Yeah.
communicating, and their intention behind it, what you not like?
Okay.
Those are
Yeah.
the things that off-put people. So now we have the energy. People can feel that before you even open your mouth, okay? Because everything in this world is connected.
Absolutely.
So depending on what your intention is, set that intention in your head. Like, I'm going to go out there and help as many people as possible. And I'm going to go out there with so much energy, people can't help but just to talk to me. They're going to be focused on me because I'm just going to be beaming with energy. And
Right.
you vibrate a way different way. So when you go door knock and they open the door, not only are you going to be present in the moment, they're going to open that door and you'll be like, what does this guy want? They're not going to close the door on you. They're going to sit there and I want to see what this guy says. Because at that point, they're intrigued. They're not, oh, fuck, another salesperson.
Right.
Especially if you're younger. If you're younger, leveraging your age and you're using these things, oh man, you're going to be ahead of the pack. And then also, when you're approaching it, being straightforward to somebody like this, That's confrontational. Always stand to the side a little bit and talk to them over the shoulder. Okay, and then act like you're gonna walk away, but stay put.
A
Like
little body language lesson. I like that.
false time constraints, and then there's some other things too, like your
No
tone.
false time constraints. Absolutely.
Don't talk like this, where you're saying the same tone like the whole conversation. That's boring. No one
Right.
wants to hear that at all, and that's pretty much it. I mean, those are the very basics.
And even if you got to go through the no's, I mean, that's a whole nother aspect of it. You're going to have to go through so many no's to get that first yes. And the process of that, developing the pitch is, I think, where the gold lies. You know, it's all about that. Keep going after it and keep developing and keep learning little things. But yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, man, that is all. That's the only thing. There was something I was about to say, but I forgot. It'll probably come back to me later.
No, that's not a big deal, man. So yeah, for anybody out there, okay, because I know they're gonna be like, well, what do I say? I know we kind of covered it a little bit, but like, just introduce yourself. I'm a neighbor, familiarity. I've already worked on a few cars in the neighborhood, even if it was people that you know. I'm just a young kid trying to make a few dollars. You know, would you mind if I did a window cleaning for you? Anything else that you would kind of add to that, or
Honestly, that would be for a younger age group.
right?
If you're older too, like maybe in your teens,
Mm-hmm.
look up door knocking scripts, okay, and just apply
Mm,
to different industries. All right, there's real estate door knocking scripts. For example, I mean, one that I'm thinking of right now, like the hot market script. You know, there's been 10 homes that have sold in your neighborhood. I was wondering what your plans were because obviously more homes are going to sell. I mean, how can we directly apply that? Hey, we just detailed 10 of your neighbor's cars.
right, right.
A lot of people in this neighborhood are very, how do I want to say this? You can compliment
You
them.
can,
Like, I know
right.
the people who live in this neighborhood are very, what's a good way to compliment someone without kissing their ass? Like,
Yeah, no, like they take great pride in their vehicles.
yeah, exactly. You'd be like, the people in this neighborhood take great pride in their
And I
vehicles.
notice you have a beautiful Lexus out there that could use a little window cleaning.
Exactly. Boom, that's your pitch.
Right.
It's not what you say, but it's how you say it. It's body language, energy. Quick statistic, I don't know what it is, but you've heard this one before. I believe Corey Wayne has talked about it, man.
Yeah.
The 87% of communication is like body language,
Like
like
nonverbal.
words. Like it's something crazy like that.
Hmm.
Or 70% body language or communication is body language. It's
Right.
some crazy statistic.
I just think people should know first that they're going to be terrible at first, but it's going to be something that you're just going to have to develop. You're going to have to get the courage, get
That's,
out there, get through the nose, and you get the yeses.
I want to say this.
Yeah.
You cannot just go into door knocking expecting that you won't get no. By going in there expecting that you are going to get no,
Okay.
it's out the pressure. Like, hey, this is how it's supposed to be. It's not easy. And every successful person I follow and look up to has door knocked at some point. So it's like you are now part of that select few by doing that activity. So it's like
Welcome to the club.
you're getting some instant gratification there too. Because it's like I'm now a successful person, like door knocking.
There you go.
Just starting your journey.
Have you ever seen what's that guy on YouTube who does he's got the cleaner and he does like the whole comedy sketch while he's doing it? Have you seen that guy?
No, no.
Oh, I'm gonna have to send it to you, man. He's a door knocker and he's got this whole comedy sketch and like he went viral with it. Somebody recorded him. You saw it?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Right.
A clean sidewalk with like a brush and he was making jokes the whole time.
Right. And he was making like all kind of racist jokes and like I don't know. It was just funny stuff, It was just making light of the whole situation. So how did you go about getting your first customer? I mean, obviously we went through the whole step with the door knocking. Was door knocking how you got your start in the business?
I think door knocking had a big part of it because it gave me the communication aspect of it. If you don't door knock and put yourself out in front of people, you're not going to be able to close the people and get appointments in the future as good as if you didn't do it because it gives you that interaction.
Right.
So my first customer came from my neighbor who had that Subaru. It wasn't an Outback. It was a Forester.
Mm-hmm.
I pictured that car when I did it. And the spot where I cleaned all day, it's all like nice and clean. Carpets perfectly tan beige, like factory, but the rest of the car is like dark brown because it was just a dirty car. That was my first customer. So it depends on the resources you have too. If you
Right.
can go out at 14 years old and buy 10 billboards, I mean, sure, you can get your first customer from anything. There's so many things.
Right.
Facebook are a great place.
I
Now,
just mean in general though, like your first like 20 customers, was it all through door knocking?
they were not all from door knocking. They were from my parents. That's who I leveraged to get all my details. Even now, my mom just got me like 5 car details when I was in Mississippi visiting for Thanksgiving, and that was 2 weeks ago.
What? Just like good word of mouth?
Yeah, my mom can fucking just speak details of business into existence. It blows my mind. Like, I don't know. That's what happened in Colorado when I was
Mhm.
first starting. She told all of her coworkers in the hospital, and I was doing anesthesiologists' cars, doctors' cars, surgeons' cars. Like I was detailing everybody's cars. I did boats. I did RVs because of my mom, and
Right.
so it was more so leveraging my parents because they had adult friends with cars who needed to be clean, and that was the biggest influence when I first started. And from there, just me growing my own brand out of that. A lot of people knew me at that point, and I still get calls from Colorado today wanting the cars detailed. So I'm like,
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely. Leverage your parents and then you just kind of built out after that. So how did your marketing strategy evolve until, like until now?
it's always been the same. There's the basics. Okay, just getting in front of people. The more hands you shake, the more money you make. It's
Right.
simple, but it's hard. I've had conversations where friends keep reminding me that it's like when I'm down, I don't have enough money for whatever reason. It's like go shake more hands, go out there, get face to face with people. And this is how the marketing strategy's evolved. It's just by incorporating more things I didn't know, like having a Google listing, having a website, properly using search engine optimization on that website, ranking number one on Google. You get people calling you for business. And
Right.
then there's the basic principle of treating every customer like it's your last, which I learned from Andy Frisella on the MFCEO podcast. Tells a story about the guy in the middle of fucking Kansas with the general store, and you got one person blowing in on his horse out of nowhere, okay, and he's gonna be your one customer for the week. You gotta
Right.
treat him fucking good, and he's gonna
Right.
tell his friends, and their friends are gonna go there, tell their friends, and that's how it works. And same with detailing. I grew it that way. Hey, do you have any friends or family looking to also get their cars detailed? I mean, while I'm out here, I asked them. While I'm out there, I asked them, and I'll get follow up appointments from that, or schedule one right after I detail theirs.
Right. Asking for referrals basically, right?
Yeah, so you ask for referrals. So what do we got? The marketing. How did the marketing evolve? Yeah, it's the same. Referrals.
Well,
Uh,
you weren't, but like as far as like ranking on Google, right, was one of them.
yeah, and ranking on Google, and
Did
then on the website, and fucking YouTube now. I didn't know I could use that for detailing, and I haven't posted anything on my A1 Mobile Detailing channel. It's
right.
my website, but I'm definitely going to be posting videos that are like more corporate for people to see,
Right.
like detailing more out here. I haven't detailed a single car since I've been back from Mississippi yet. All I have done is set up the website. So we'll see. But I'm going to, again, door knocking, business to business, and in neighborhoods, as well as the Google listing, my website. And then I'm going to put up some videos about detailing, and I'm going to have my polo on and be, I don't want to say it, like PG. I'm not going to cuss. I'm going to be, hi, this is Noah Mackrille with A1 Mobile.
Right.
I'm
All
going to
right,
put up,
dude. I'm gonna go ahead and address the chat real quick, dude. For some reason, my chat isn't working on here. It's not popping up. It must have just been how we scheduled it. But I'm just gonna go give everybody a shout out who's in here.
oh,
Parker Thompson, shouts out to Parker Thompson. Dakota Hall, shouts out to Dakota. Gavin, shouts out to you, bro. Gavin says he does detailing as well. Dakota Hall, I use that approach for vending. Awesome, man. And then Parker Thompson says, "You're 19. I'm 19. I look like I'm a junior. I'm in junior high." That's funny, man.
why? I'm 20 now. I don't know if he's talking about you.
No, I'm not 19. Maybe you thought you were 19 for some reason. Oh, because the thumbnail
Turned 20.
says 19. Okay, well, come on, you guys. It was 20 now. Everybody relax. I don't know. Okay, so let me see this right quick. All right. Anyway, I guess we're gonna hop into the next question. I'm just gonna have to address the chat through here. Door knocking is good. Persistence is key. Referral business is golden. I love that. Jeremy Crit says that. That's beautiful.
Jeremy, agent in my office. What's up, Jeremy? How are you
Oh,
watching?
wait, what? He's an agent at your office?
Agent in my office. Yeah.
How cool is that, man?
Yeah. He's a great agent.
It sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Did you ever dabble in Facebook ads?
No, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
What was the return wasn't good or
I didn't I didn't get the results I was hoping to get. And
right?
I get submissions from the internet. It's like any online lead. I feel like most online leads are very like you don't know who the fuck the online lead is. It's just
Right.
it could be somebody just pushing buttons. And I
Right.
never really got anything out of it from what I remember. I might have gotten a detail or two, but it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So but I know
So
things
dude,
changed too.
I do a lot of Facebook marketing. And so what I would say is, dude, especially if you start recording all of these detail jobs, dude, I know you probably already have a Facebook business page, but cut them up into smaller, like minute and a half, 2 minute videos and just throw them all in your detailing page. And Facebook ads is a lot about finding the right demographic. So you almost have to like, because a lot of people, dude, I even do videos, I do phone coaching sessions on Facebook ads and stuff. A lot of people want to jump into Facebook ads and they're like, oh, I threw 60, 70, $80 in my ad, got no return. Well, it's like, dude, you have to test who your ads are going against. So like you have to put in like the right demographics. You got to have the right areas. There's multiple things. You got to have the right interests, you know?
Fuck,
So
man.
wait, do what, man?
That's so much moving parts. All I got to do is knock on someone's door.
That's very true. That's very true. But however, I would still say people could take 5% of each job and throw it at Facebook ads until you find that sweet spot. Because once you find that sweet spot, man, it's like you're pushing these ads out. You're getting more people onto your Facebook business page, more likes, more just increased exposure. You know what I mean? It just kind of feeds itself. And then what I like to do, dude, I'll take one ad and I'll push the ad. And every time I do a job, I ask people to go leave a referral on the ad because when they leave a referral, not only does it pop up on my ad, but also all of their Facebook friends see their referral on my video. You know what I mean?
That's a great one, man. I'm gonna write that one down.
Dude, I got a lot of. I mean, we could talk about this later, but I got a lot of good Facebook ad strategies because I've delved in it for so long. Yeah, man. So I would definitely say start chopping up your videos and messing around with that a little bit. So anyway, so we talked about how your marketing strategy evolved. How do you price mobile detailing jobs?
This is a question I get so often.
Right.
This is the light I'm talking about.
Noah's got to walk around for a second, make those lights come back on.
Didn't take
Right.
long.
Okay, perfect. So
how do you price mobile detailing? It's
right.
just you would price any service. Assuming you are in a free market and not governed by a socialist economy where you can't start your own business, you have a free, okay. People will choose to buy your service based on what they feel it's worth. And now you can price your service at whatever you want it to be worth in your eyes.
Right.
Will people buy it? Probably not. So this is the thing with real estate. A lot of people want $1 million for the house, but it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. So how do you initially price your service?
Mm-hmm.
Look at what the competition is pricing. Okay.
Okay.
And average of what the competition is pricing. Look on all the websites within your city limits of all the detailers, right? Look at what they're charging and then look at the results they're getting. Okay, look at the reviews. So if you notice they're charging $1,000 for a full 3-step paint correction, ceramic coating, I do none of those. And then they're doing an interior detail, coating the carpet, and they're like, this car is factory clean. Like it just came out of the showroom. That for $1,000 or your fucking wash with a beach towel for $1,000. Obviously, the one with more value is going to be them. So
right. That sounds like some pretty high level detailing jobs, huh, man?
That's crazy. It's people will do 1,000, 2,500, 5,000 for details. It gets pretty gnarly, especially when you're doing like higher end cars, I know a lot of people charge thousands and thousands, tens of thousands for details. But getting back to the point here, it's about knowing what your competition's charging, what
Right.
results your competition's getting, and what your market is willing to pay for it. Okay, you can find out what your market is willing to pay for um, as far as detailing goes. If you know people are only getting interior details in your area for the most part, you can kind of gauge what these other two competitors are charging for it.
Right.
And I'm trying to think what else. You can
Well,
apply to your results you can get. If you know you can't get comparable results to your competitors and they're charging X amount, you have to reduce your price a little bit. That's very, basic common knowledge. You think
right.
even with home sellers, going back to this example, when someone has granite countertops and a fully decked out kitchen and these guys don't, but they want to charge $10,000 more for their house, like what the fuck are you doing? It's not gonna
Right.
happen. So you got to have the most value. If you know competitor gets a better job done for this price, you can lower your price even if you're still getting better in order to compensate for that skill difference.
Right.
It's a matter of those four things: just what your competitors are charging, what results your competitors are getting, what people are willing to pay in your area, like inflation and things like that. Detail costs are going to be different in San Francisco than they are in Wichita, Kansas. Okay, it's the name of the game. And then also what results you can get. And here's a fifth one: what you want to charge.
Right.
Okay.
And then, so for beginners, just like in the pressure washing space, at least, I always suggest go like quote a job based on how much time you think it's going to take you, multiplied by whatever you feel your hourly rate should be. Obviously, there's different facets in the mobile detailing business. I know like different things cost different amounts and things, but I think people can kind of test the same theory. Start off with your baseline, just where you think you should be pricing. One thing you can measure against is if you get like 10 out of 10 jobs, your prices are too low. But if you get like, 4 out of 10 jobs, your prices are probably too high. So if you're landing probably around like 7 or 8, or well, 6, 7, 8, right around there, you're probably hitting a sweet spot of, would you agree to that?
I would agree because you're deflecting those people that want to get a cheap job because they think it's just about the numbers. Like today, there's someone in my office. How much you charge for a car wash? $50. That's steep. I'm like, okay, well, do you know what goes into my car wash versus
Right.
fucking Shell gas station car wash?
Right, 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 right.
It's completely different. Didn't understand. So, um, exactly, man.
No. Yeah, I completely agree, man. Perfect. So how is the clientele in this business? I mean, obviously, there's patterns that you see. Is everybody typically pretty good to deal with? Do you have those like angry customers? Do you have a good angry customer story?
Well, there was that time I caused like $10,000 in damage
Oh, no way, dude.
to semi truck wheels, and there's also the time where some guy thought I stole $100 out of his car and a set of his. What the fuck did
Well,
I steal?
tell us about the $10,000 in damage first.
All right, so there I was detailing a semi truck, and had wheels, and you can polish aluminum with these weird, I guess, metal polishers that go on these like sanders. It's almost like a sanding disc, but it's like a wire brush. That's what it looks like. And people will polish the aluminum on these deep dish semi truck wheels. And I had steel wool, but the wheels are rusty. So I took all this rust off with steel wool and it looked great on a cloudy day. But
Right.
I didn't know the fuck when the sun came out.
Oh, dude, you scraped the heck out of those rims, huh?
I remember I was going to get paid like 500 or 600 bucks from this particular client at once. And I came home after detailing a semi truck, like, fuck yeah, I killed it. Now I get to wait for my $600 to roll in. And what happened was he called me the next day. He's like, Noah, did you use steel wool on my rims? I need you to be honest with me. And my stomach just dropped.
Oh, dude, I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
I fucked up.
Right.
And a couple tears came out. And I was like, yeah, I did. I did do that. I'm not going to make you pay for it. I'm not going to badmouth you or anything. You do great work. But why the fuck would you use steel wool on aluminum wheels? And I just didn't know that you were not supposed to do that.
Right. It was a learning experience.
I got to steal wool to make myself feel better. I got the steel wool idea from a guy who was working at a Toyota place, and he had me use steel wool on his Jeep when I detailed his Jeep. He's like, just use this, it'll do it. And I was like, oh, it must be okay. And I fucked myself.
Well, dude, sometimes it happens, bro, and you got to learn. I bet you won't, do it again.
No, I don't use steel wool anymore.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing you don't. And then so Mr. Jeremy said the market is always willing to pay more than you think. Don't you agree?
Always willing to pay more than you think. I think he's just throwing wrenches into the podcast to see
You
if
think so?
stumble.
Come on, Mr. Jeremy, you're killing us here. No, I'm just kidding.
I
It's
think
always
Jeremy's right. You can pay. People are willing to pay more than we think because we haven't demonstrated enough value. You can demonstrate value through marketing and through
right. What
things.
determines how much money we make, how much value we bring to the marketplace. So essentially, if you can bring more value, we can make more money, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if the value is just by placing a logo on a cup or making people think of you a certain way,
Right.
people are willing to pay more than what we think. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. So you lost or you cost some guy 10 grand on the rims. What was the other story you were telling me about?
Oh yeah, I go to the wealthy neighborhood. The first time I ever detail in this wealthy neighborhood.
Okay.
So back in Colorado, it's very orange. There's the Rocky Mountains everywhere. And this neighborhood, it's called Redlands Mesa. It's sat on top of this slope where you get overlook this whole valley of like 100,000 people. It's very
Right.
small. Grand Junction is the name of the town. And I went to Redlands Mesa, very upscale neighborhood, golf course. And I pull into the driveway in my old red truck with pink fenders in the front, dents on it. And I get out, shake the guy's hand, pleasure to meet you, Gary, or whatever his name was. And I have this beautiful view of the city. I
Right.
go to work on this guy's BMW X5. And
This wasn't the one from the video. You didn't do a video on this one, did you?
I didn't do a video on this. This was before I even made detailing videos or YouTube videos in general. Like my
Okay, cool.
first video that I ever made was maybe like 6 months after this event.
Okay.
So what happened was I detailed this guy's BMW. It looked great. Everything was pretty standard. Nothing was different. I mean, the only thing that struck me was this is the first time I ever found something like worth noting. He had a gun in his driver's door. And I was like, oh, God, he's got a gun. I was like, all right, I'll just move around, vacuum it, cool, whatever.
Right.
I found other things like I detailed like heroin syringe cars that were stolen, and also like I found weed in the customer's car, like other shit too. But this particular guy had a gun in his car. Like everything turned out great though, and it's clean. I washed the car, like it looked great. He was really happy with it. And then I get a call the next day, like, did you steal my $100 and my fucking brand new wrenches? And I was like, what the fuck am I gonna do with wrenches and your $100, dude? Just pay me $150.
Right.
And I just said, here, let me, you know what? Like, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do it. And that's it, man. So, well, you're lucky I don't have you on camera because you'd be in jail or some like stupid shit that he said. And I remember I got upset. I called my mentor at the time, still one of my mentors. I was like, hey, look, this guy told me I stole shit and I didn't. What do I do? And he's like, nothing. People are crazy. Fuck them. So I was like, okay. And I kept going on with my life and nothing happened. So I don't know what his deal was, but that was the other crazy customer. Other than that, that's my only crazy customer I ever had. Everyone else is pretty level-headed for the most part.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy, bro. That's wild. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know. Like you said, that's probably the best way to handle that is just to be like, don't do anything. Just, leave them. But people are crazy, man. You got to be careful around here. So talk to us about your website a little bit. I mean, we talked over the phone a little bit about the website. Is a website mandatory in order to grow your mobile detailing business?
Absolutely. But don't let any of the website or Google stop you from taking action. Another thing we were talking about pricing that I wanted to say, don't let your what should I charge stop you. Like
Right.
just fucking do it. Like ask people what they'd be willing to pay. But getting back to the website, yeah, absolutely. I would say it's helped me because go back to Facebook ads, you're not professional if you don't have a website. If I didn't have a website and all I had was my truck as my branding, I'd be fucked. No one would hire me.
Right.
So the website allows me to at least paint the picture of what I really am about, but then my vehicle is kind of just ugly. So people know what they're hiring, know who I am and why they're hiring me. but then they're like kind of skeptical when they see my truck. So it really combats that, especially when you have a nice vehicle.
So were you driving traffic to your website through Google SEO?
Yeah, no one was doing mobile detailing, and once the word got out, everybody was calling me. Everybody. I still get calls until I
Wow.
off my Google business. So having Yelp too, connecting your Yelp to your Google page.
Right.
I didn't know this, but Google loves itself. So if you have multiple Google platforms that are intertwined, you link them together, you get reviews on all of them, and it's like a healthy system. You got content on Yelp, on your Google listing, and then you're posting to the YouTube channel, link to both of those, and getting
Right.
reviews. You're fucking solid. So
It bumps you up.
it bumps you up. And then also blogging. I didn't know this, but when my mentor, the same one who helped me with the guy who said I stole his wrenches, he helped me build the website because that's what he does for a living is he builds professional websites.
Right.
And he told me you need to write blogs. I'm like, that is the gayest shit ever. I'm not going to blog. Why would I blog? And he's like, look, you don't have to put your feelings out there. Just repost articles about what's going on in your community for your industry. So I remember the first one I posted was about this window tint that was clear, had no actual, how do I want to say it? Like it wasn't dark at all. It was like this clear window tint, and it had the effects of completely removing all the rays of the sun. So you wouldn't get
Right.
sun.
It blocked the UV, right? Isn't that what they do?
Yeah, I was totally spacing out. So it would
That's
block
all
the
good.
clear. And it was like revolutionizing. And I was like, that's fucking window tint. It's like, post it. That's a big deal. So I did. And by your website being active, updated, and there's no typos in it, your website's solid. And also, I used a website called websitegrader.com, and it'll grade your website for you for free. You just put in your email. And yeah, besides that, it was just blogging, Yelp, the Google listing, adding photos, getting reviews, treating people the right way. That's it. There's nothing like crazy, as you know, too.
That's awesome, man. No, absolutely. And I've delved more on the Facebook end of things instead of the website side. But dude, I can see it's a similar thing with Facebook. You want to be active. You want to be posting a lot. You want to be that's where you get promoted more. And so I can see how being active on your website, doing the blogs. The funny thing is blogs are like a huge business in themselves. Like people make tons of money doing blogs. But yeah, dude, I certainly see what you're saying to that. So websites are pretty much mandatory. So people need to go ahead and get them a website.
Yeah, get a website, man.
Unless you're killing Facebook, dude. The only thing is, dude, the one thing I love about Facebook too is it's just like people. So like once you're known within the community, if anyone ever goes on any pages and says, hey, does anybody know any mobile detailing businesses in my area? Dude, like when it comes to pressure washing and stuff, dude, my name will get dropped, 5-10 times in like one comment thread, and that's a good place to be. So find a balance between Facebook and your website. But like you said, website, man, if you're driving enough traffic through SEO, if you can rank high enough in there, you'll have calls all day coming in. And then that's when you bump your prices because, the law of supply and demand, you obviously have way more demand coming in than you have supply. You bump your prices and you can weed out the people that just want the low price, right?
Absolutely.
All right. I think it's a great tip. So everybody write that down. Make sure you execute it. Okay. So what made you want to do the YouTube video on the detailing business?
I don't know why I started YouTube just to begin with. It was more so to document the journey. That's it. There was no other agenda, no motive behind it. And I say that was the reason why is because my coach, Brian Casella, did the same thing. I was like, I want to do that. And at 16, I believe, or I just turned 17, I posted my first video. They were stupid ass videos. And as terrible as they were, that like started it. And through then, I would just watch my coach. He would gain like 15,000 subs. Then he was at 30. Then he was at 45. Then he was at 60. Now he's at 120,000. And BC is awesome. I like the guy a lot. And he's congruent, whether it's on video or in person. He's exactly the same. And that was the whole point of his channel. He's documenting the journey. And then he had this following after, and he created a tribe from it. And I want that. I want that too. And it's really cool because people have come up to me or would meet me, and we're friends. Like we think like-minded, and it's just because they see my video, they can relate to me. And sometimes they're just starting out or whatever, and I can help them, which is cool too. I
Right.
point them to the right direction. But a lot of times it's just, connecting with other people like yourself too, because you found me through YouTube.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. I would have never.
Cool ass dude, man. So I mean,
Right.
after talking with you, I was like, this is why I like doing YouTube. It's because I can meet so many people that are like minded. You can get your voice heard
Right.
and let other people know, like, hey, you're not alone. There's other people who like me who think that they're alone, but they're not. There's so many of us out there. So
Dude, I've met so many like-minded people through YouTube. It's crazy. So it's such a great platform. Like I said, if you would have never posted that detailing video, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this, and no one would have ever known, anything about your detailing business. So it's just,
exactly. And at
it's a
that point, I didn't know what was going to post. I was just like, I'm going to get my channel monetized. I'm also going to get 1,000 subscribers. That was the goal. I bet a friend, like, I'm going to get to 1,000 before you. And he was on the coaching program and he was at like 230. And I was like, oh, this dude's fucking killing it.
right.
200. I got 8. What the fuck am I going to do to get 200 something? And I remember
Right.
saying like, thank you every time you got a sub. So I started doing that. If I were to do that every day, I'd have like 3 to 5 to 15, because that's how many they sub to the channel every day now. So it's
Wow.
cool.
Okay. Well, how was he commenting thank you to him? Was it with regard to like comments? Was he just commenting back?
So he'd say thank you, just to let people know, like, hey, my YouTube channel's growing, go subscribe. And I was like, I'm going to start doing that. So I got really deep into YouTube and started learning about YouTube, about how to really make videos. And I went from making shitty videos to less shitty videos. So
Right.
like, I understand transitions a little better. Like
Even your thumbnail strategy is pretty good too. I've seen some of your thumbnails. I'm like, man, this dude, obviously you did some research.
yeah, and I just researched from YouTube, man. Like, they want you to succeed too. Just follow what YouTube's about. They just want people on the platform watching shit so that they can make money selling ads. So
Right.
for them to boost your video, you need to have a good video that's going to make them money.
Right.
Make
And at
YouTube,
the end of the day, that's what all these platforms are. It's like the longer you can keep people engaged on the platform, the more that they're going to push your content. And YouTube's the exact same thing. And the funny thing is a lot of people say, a lot of the people that aren't successful with YouTube will say, YouTube doesn't care about its new content creators. I don't know if you've ever heard that before, but it's just,
I heard it.
yeah, but it's just people that, you have to learn the process of how YouTube works, and just, you got to learn the nuances, the subtle nuances, just like with anything,
Yeah. And you're going to get a video that gets 100 views and you'd be like, oh, it fucking worked. Because 1 to 2 views is going to be common. You're going to have 0 subs. Like that. That's just how it is. And I was posting videos when I had 6 or 7 subscribers and I was telling people to subscribe and no one did. And then after I had 1 video blow up, they're like, oh my God, how'd you do it? I'm like, motherfucker, I've been posting. Doing. Of course I felt stupid. Of course, like I knew my videos sucked. I kept posting anyway. And even the one that went viral, I'll watch it now and I'm like, it was so shaky. I was just using a tripod in my phone, and the tripod broke in that video. I don't think I told it.
Man.
The video, like, I broke the tripod. It was one of these. The leg broke off. And so I was just like, fuck, what am I going to do now?
Those are so cheap, dude. I've had those legs break all the time.
Yeah, I just kept filming. And I just made the video because I needed to find something that would make my channel blow up. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just take them on a detail, see what happens.
Right.
And it's the one I did not expect, that I woke up the next morning and I had like 200 subscribers. I was like, holy shit, what happened?
So if you had any tips for people trying to get on the platform or trying to, have success on YouTube, would it be just consistency and continue to upload even when you know that you're not making very good videos?
Yeah, it's as simple as everyone says. If you go watch the YouTube video on how to get views and how to use YouTube, Brian G. Johnson is where I learned a lot of my stuff.
Right.
You probably heard of this guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I watched a lot of his videos. It's like,
He's like, I got 2 poodles and they're hungry.
I'm like, this is the cheesiest shit ever. Watching his videos, it's working. So I applied some of this stuff. Fucking poodles, man.
I got 2 poodles and they're hungry too.
It's funny. You just,
Right.
yeah. And man, what was the question?
Just advice you would give to YouTubers. But to that point, Roberto Blake has a video. He just posted it pretty recently. I think it's really caught on. But he says, like, post 100 bad videos and, like, don't judge yourself until you have those 100 videos.
And that's the mentality I got from Brian G. was post 100 videos, doesn't matter. Also, don't read comments on YouTube about why or how you should do YouTube. if you're reading YouTube comments about how you should do something,
Right.
you're gonna fuck yourself because all it is negative bullshit about people who aren't doing anything. And even now, I get so many people hating, "Oh, you aren't fucking using a hot water extractor. You're a douche. Fuck. Like, I don't like the way you talk." It's like, motherfucker, I don't care.
All
I'm making
right.
me.
Dude, I get the same stuff though. People get mad at me and say the same stuff. It's just like we said, dude. People in that industry, they just have a certain way of doing things, and it's like if you're not doing their way, then they want to just try to bash you, and it's not cool.
It doesn't matter what it is, man. I mean, even in this podcast, someone could see your American flag hat and be like, "You're a fucking racist."
Right.
Unsub. It's like, what the fuck? Like, there's always gonna be a percentage of people who don't like you, and you can't worry about that either. So,
Right. At the end of the day, you just gotta, we're putting out this message, dude. This is a message, and we're sticking behind it, and whatever comes, of that comes of that.
yeah.
So tips for YouTube, you would say definitely post consistently. Do you feel now this is an issue that like I kind of faced on my other channel, falling into a niche? Because when you want to grow on YouTube in the beginning, you want to niche down, but when you get to a certain point, like I think you probably hit that point with your channel, it's like you don't want to, especially with your evolution in life, how you kind of went into the real estate side of things, you don't want to keep making these how-to videos or question videos on the mobile detailing business. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit? Are you worried about like jumping out of that niche and like trying to do real estate on your channel? You know what I mean?
I have results for mobile detailing. I had a lot of customers, and I did it at a younger age, so a lot of that content is not going to be there because I stopped doing it. It was all from when I was like 15, 16, 17, and I wasn't doing YouTube back then. So it's like, how am I going to show you guys the results when I already did it? But I can show you like the one detail that I'm doing now.
Right.
It's kind of like I'm still going to post it because
I
I know
just meant like how you went from, so like people found you based on you're doing mobile detailing videos.
to it.
Oh, okay, my bad.
It's like I'm not worried about it because I'm out of content for real estate or out of content for detailing. It's like, since all that content was back and I missed the opportunity to film it, it's like I'm still going to do real estate, but I'm not worried about whether people are going to watch the real estate side and not the detailing or vice versa. It's the same as like when you start out, people are going to watch it if you make good videos, and people will watch my videos of just me talking. There's a certain amount of people who follow me just to, because they like me, because you have these raving fans, and you can build those.
Build your tribe, right?
Build a tribe of raving fans, right? Just because they like you for whatever reason. Maybe I resonate with a lot of the things they believe in, but I don't know them. They don't know me. They're going to watch my stuff, whether it's real estate or detailing. And if you're worried about whether people are going to watch you or not, it's not coming from a place of just doing it for you, or no, that's dumb. Let me rephrase that.
No, I know what you're saying though.
Of like, I'm doing this for a certain reason. That reason is just for me to document it. And for me to be worried, oh, people don't watch it when I'm doing real estate, then I don't want to do it because it doesn't go along with what I want to do. I'm going to post whatever I want, whether it's like political, whether it's detailing, whether it's real estate. It could be fucking about women's makeup. I don't care. If I want to post it, I'll post it. People are going to watch it or they're not.
Right. You're on your purpose and your journey, and no one's gonna, take away from that, no matter what.
Stream. I'm going to post a lot of stuff on my journey. It's not that I'm going to go out and post women's makeup. That was just a very extreme example.
Right.
But it's going to be different because I posted something about living in my car. It's completely different.
Right. So Paradise Gaming says, Home Advisor saved my business. Facebook and Google aren't getting me as many calls as Home Advisor Pro. Knocking on doors during the holidays is hard, but I usually make a few hundred per day. Any thoughts on that, man? Have you ever, can you use, I don't think you can use Home Advisor for mobile detailing.
I'm going to go sign up for that. I totally forgot about Home.
Dude, don't do it, dude. Home Advisor is a scam. I wouldn't do it.
Right?
This guy says he made money. Now, maybe you have to work it a certain way, but dude.
Why not? It's another platform. It helps.
Oh, it's not free.
It's not free?
No.
Whatever.
So essentially, like, you're paying for leads, and that doesn't even guarantee you the job with Home Advisor.
Forget that, dude. I don't care.
And the only people that are calling you are people that are on Home Advisor, and they can see all the companies that are listed through Home Advisor, so they can call everyone. They can price shop on you, dude. I don't think Home Advisor is a good way to go, but Paradise Gaming likes it. So like-minded individuals, people like us that are go-getters, creative, aren't all the common. It's awesome. to meet and talk to other pros in the industry. That's what I'm talking about. Shouts out to Tim O'Laughlin. Dude, I love Tim, bro. He was on he was on a recent podcast. So anyway, let's get into, so you're not afraid of falling into a niche. So I have a whole real estate segment. Are you good on time? Like, can we keep
Yeah,
rolling?
I'm here hanging out with you and just talking.
Right, we're having a good time, huh? I just want to make sure you didn't have anywhere to, like, if you're on some time constraints or whatever.
No, man, we're good.
Good to go. Okay, sweet, man. So, how long did it take you to become an agent? And like, when did you become, like, how long ago did you become an agent?
I got my license at 18. I just turned 20.
Right.
So I just passed 2 years. I got my license on November 22nd or 23rd, but I passed my test on November 21st. So I remember that day because it's a very triumphant victory. I failed my real estate license test 6 times.
Oh man.
I was pissed every time I failed. I was like, motherfucker, dude. I just wouldn't study. So I got my license at 18. I turned 18 in September, obviously. So it took me a month and some change, right, to get my license.
Right.
Clicking through the course, clicking through the test, getting all the answers wrong, then going back, opening a new tab with the test, copying, pasting the answers, and then writing everything down from the test and retaking the test so I could do it without doing that. So
Okay.
I very dysfunctional way of studying, but it helped me feel like I was doing it faster, even though it set me back. I should just study. I changed that strategy when I was going for my Texas license. It took me first try. And same with the Nevada test too. But
So you've taken multiple state tests then. In multiple states you've had to take these.
I've taken Nevadas, I've taken Colorado's, and I've taken Texas.
Oh man.
So yeah, it took me a month and some change to get licensed. And that was at 18. I'm pretty sure I have videos of that on my YouTube.
So you failed 6 times. What was, one more time, what was the strategy to ultimately pass it?
There's a video by Kevin Ward. Kevin Ward is his name. It's how to pass your real estate test. And the biggest thing for me is not getting stuck on an answer. So you click through and you answer all the easy ones. You don't understand it, skip it. Math, skip it. And then you go back to them and you don't change your answer. Go with your gut, do not change your answer.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. Once you know it's right, do not change it unless you have a very, very good reason, because it's most likely right. When you change it, you end up getting it wrong. And once I followed that mindset going into the test, and I'm like, I'm going to pass it. I'm going to pass it. It's easy. And then you have to remember, it's just to protect the public. All the government wants is for you to protect the public and not fuck anybody over or mess shit up. So if you're answering the question and it's like, you're selling Sally's house, should you commingle money and put it in your bank account or give it to the transaction coordinator? I mean, obviously it's going to be B. You're not going to want to commingle Sally's money. Like those are the questions. You're going to have some of them like that.
Right.
Okay.
Gotcha. So go through, answer as many as you can on the first, and then come back, and then don't get lost on the easy questions, like you were saying.
Well, don't get lost on the hard questions. Just go through, answer all the easy ones first, then go back to the medium, hard ones, then do the math. And then don't worry about, like, just frame the test. You're there to protect the public. Any question that has an answer it might be illegal, it's probably the wrong answer. So It's very common sense. But once you get it, understand the lingo, you can pass the test easy.
Right. So what was the steps of becoming an agent, though? You have to, like, go to a class, right? And then you take the test?
Yeah, so I did mine online. I did it with Van Ed, and I've also done it with Real Estate Express, and ABC Real Estate School for Nevada. And that's about it. Every state's going to have different requirements, and it's going to depend on your state's local requirements, and that's it. So,
well, there you go. Okay, sweet, man. Awesome. How did you go about finding clients initially? Now, I know I'll get texts, dude, like from people that I graduated high school with, and they're like, hey, man, just got my real estate license. If you're ever in the, if you ever want to purchase a house, give me a call. I've had that text like 5-6 times. I'm like, dude, it's not personal at this point. Like, I know all you're contacting me for is to try to sell me a house or something. How did you go about getting clients? Did you use that method in the beginning?
So as I said earlier, my coach is BC, Brian Casella. He's a very controversial guy. A lot of people don't like him, but a lot of people do like him.
Right. But that's the way to be though. Like I was talking to this guy Aaron. I did a podcast with Aaron. He was like, the way you want to be, especially as like an influencer, is you want to be polarizing. You want people to either love you or hate you.
Exactly. You want to be polarizing. It's a universal balance.
Right. I love it.
You can't have like, what famous successful person does not have fucking haters?
Right.
Nobody. Okay.
Nobody.
So BC is just a prime example of someone who did it in real estate, who came into a gray, boring industry, and he did it his own way and did it different. And then he got me and other people inspired by that. Like, oh, I can be young and a real estate agent. I can be successful and young. I don't have to wear a tie and be, Joe Schmo. I can say cuss words. I can make content on YouTube. I can document. I can like cars. I can be myself.
Right.
I didn't even know what a real estate agent did. I was learning about real estate and I found his channel. I was like, oh, I just got to get on the phone and call people. This is what I've been doing for detailing. Let's do that. And so that's how I got about getting clients. I followed his strategy. I picked a strategy, BC strategy, door knocking and cold calling, okay, for sale by owners and expired listings. And you can find all that stuff on his channel. I'm not the expert on that stuff, and I'm still perfecting my skill. Not perfecting. Perfection does not exist, but I'm still getting better. I'm still learning. And there's so many different things you can apply when you're on the phone, whether it's phrases, tonalities. And there's so many other people like Jordan Belfort with the straight line sales. I mean,
Dude, did you see the whole Jordan Belfort versus Grant Cardone deal?
I don't care. I got fish.
Dude, in my opinion, Grant Cardone is a fraud, and I'm so happy that he went on that show and he kind of got like exposed for what he is.
Exposed him, and that kind of just peeled off the whole Band-Aid there. He was,
and the funny thing is, dude, he's still like he holds a grudge, man. Like if you watch interviews with him after, he's always like not name dropping Jordan Belfort, but he's always like, I'm gonna fight that guy, and like I hate that guy, and it's like, dude, what are you talking about?
I don't know. It's weird, man. But I have friends that are like, let's go to 10X, Noah, let's do it. And I'm like, no. I'd rather go sit at the Church of Scientology. No thanks.
Right, dude. That was one of the weird things too, is when I found out that Grant Cardone was in the Church of Scientology, it just kind of like threw me off. I was like, what, man?
Think of that. I just said it because 10X is kind of like, it's not a cult, but
no, but he's really into Scientology, dude. That's weird.
Scientologist, Grant Cardone is.
Whatever. I don't know. To each his own. Whatever. And dude, the whole beginning story of Grant Cardone is very wishy-washy, dude. Like I've even tried to watch videos and like he's like how to go from 50 grand a year to like $1 million. You know what I mean? And like the video makes no sense. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? I don't know. It was just me.
Like Ty Lopez, Dan Loke, they can just talk in circles.
Right. And it's like, dude, these people got followers, dude. It's like, how? He's not dropping any principles or anything,
That's the thing. He's being polarizing. Look at us. We're talking in front of these people.
Right.
Whoever else is watching this in the future about fucking Ty Lopez, Dan Loke, and Grant.
That's true, dude. We're sitting here talking about them. That's absolutely true.
Another example of being polarizing.
All right. I'll address the chat one more time. Let's see who we got in here. Shouts out to Sean the Hustler. He said, "What's up, man?" Shouts out to Tim O. He said he hit the like button. And Paradise Gaming kind of touched on Home Advisor a little bit. He said when you have no calls coming through, it helps to stay afloat. And he said he's spending $20 to get a referral for a $600 to $1,100 job. So, Home Advisor may work for some people. I'm just saying, dude, I'm not willing to like. I'd rather. There's a difference between somebody doing my marketing for me and me putting myself in front of other people. You know what I mean? I don't know. So
it depends on the area. That guy can be in an area where Home Advisor is just fucking hitting it hard on TV,
right.
And like in the middle of Kentucky, I don't know.
Yeah, Wichita, Kansas, or something.
Kansas, everyone's using Facebook groups, or over at my mom's little village of Pachuta, Mississippi.
There we go.
All use Facebook groups.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter. Some areas word of mouth is going to be better. Some areas Home Advisor, we can do it.
Yeah, these are all tools in the tool belt. You just got to figure out how to utilize them, right?
Fuck yeah, the tool belt example is a good one.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's see. So how you went about finding clients? You said you cold called. What was the other methods?
Cold calling, open houses, and door knocking. It's the same deal. It's
Wow,
probably
man. How
good.
does that go? Like, what is the reception when like doing a cold call or doing a, you know, uh,
It really
door knocking?
depends. It really depends. Again, like your energy is the first thing people will pick up on, whether it's through the phone or at the door or even an open house. So that's really what it's about. A lot of people are going to be positive or negative. It really just depends on a lot of things.
Right.
Just what people are doing. We don't know what people are doing when we open the door. We don't know what people are doing. Their mom could have just died, and they pick up the phone, and you're the first person they talk to. So it's like we can't choose how people will react to when we call or door knock. We can only prospect with no attachment, and that's one thing that if I can add something that's off topic, I burned out when I was prospecting for 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day, which isn't shit because people will talk about doing 7, 8 hours of phone calls. I got burnt out after like a month and a half or so of just doing it every single day because I was attached to it. I was like, I'm not getting these results. I got all these appointments to go on, and then it just didn't happen, and I felt so down.
Right.
So we can't be receptive to it though. We can't be, or they're not going to be receptive a certain way all the time. It's just it's rain or shine. I don't know. We
Is it
don't.
like getting through the nose to get to the yeses, kind of that philosophy?
Yeah. There's going to be really easy people to talk to and really hard people to talk to because some people are going to be like throwing objection after objection. Others are going to be super easy to talk to. But
Yeah,
that's with anything though.
absolutely. So you were able to land clients, cold calling, and knocking on doors.
Yeah, and just to be clear, I've sold 3 houses in Colorado
Right.
and only 2 in Texas. So I don't have the results to back all this up. So all my stuff, everything that I'm saying right now is just from what I'm learning and what I've experienced, and I'm still building. And then you guys can't see my skill level, so you don't know where I'm coming from. But all my clients have come from. I would like to attribute it to door knocking and cold calling because when you're doing that work, you're still bringing about clients, whether it's directly from those activities or it's metaphysical. Because I was doing an open house once. I was doing an open house in Colorado, and a friend uh, who actually we hated each other in middle school, and he kind of messed with me as a kid. He felt bad. He came into my open house, and I was like, "What the fuck is this guy doing here?" It's been so long. I knew he followed me on Instagram, and he would watch my stories, so it boosted my ego. I was like, "I'm going to show these motherfuckers." Like, real estate license to 18 in this small town, so everyone knew. And he walked in, and after doing all this door knocking, all this cold calling, and no results, he walks in like, "Hey, my parents want to sell their house. I'm sorry for being such a dick." I go in, I sell their house, and I help them buy a new one within a month, and they're just butter smooth transactions. I made like 15 or 17,000, something like that.
Wow, man, that's
So
awesome.
it's metaphysical though, so it doesn't matter whether you're getting the result just from that. Like doing the work, the physical work part of it is again going to get you in front of people, build the skill, as well as just attract it in general. But you will
Right.
get people who do it because I have got detailing clients from door knocking too. People will just want me every weekend. There was one guy I did every weekend because I door knocked him, and I was getting $200 every time I came, every 2 weeks or something.
How about that, man? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Absolutely. So yeah, man, you just got to build the skill, like you said, put in the efforts, and then something always comes around. And once you put in those efforts, you might not see it on the front end, but there's, like you said, it's definitely coming back around. What does your day to day look like as a real estate agent?
It's changed. And so this schedule that I'm on now is I wake up and usually I'm sleeping in my office or in my truck. Okay. So I get up, I'll come in here, and this isn't the best morning routine, but I'll have water and then immediately have coffee. I just love coffee. I quit it and I felt amazing, but I love the taste of coffee. So I would have it. And the caffeine is like a good boost too. I love it. I love the feeling. I'll have coffee. I'll go out, I'll grab some breakfast here in my office. I'll make it or whatever. And then I'll go to the gym, shower, and then come back. I'll immediately start calling. I'll role play with a role play partner first, and then I'll start calling. And then around lunchtime, I'll grab some meal prep out of my fridge. I'll put all my meal prep in the office fridge right now.
Nice.
After that, I don't really do much. I'll edit on YouTube. I will make some follow up calls. I'll go out, film some things, go hang out with friends or whatever. I'm not really doing a whole lot, but that's like around 3 or 4 p.m. I
Dude, you
mean,
know what you should do?
I'm wasting time. So that's where I'm at. And it's
You said you're wasting time on the back end of your day. Is that what you're saying?
out of the back end of my day. And that was just today. I can't recall how my schedule's been the last fucking couple months. Because some days, like, you hit it hard and you're just working all day and just hitting the phones all day, door knocking all day. But it's other days you just don't get much done. And I like to say I try to be a robot all the time, but it's hard.
Oh,
It's hard.
dude, it is.
Yeah.
The whole hustle culture, the whole like, hustle your face off. Like I don't think that that's very for longevity. I don't think it's, very possible. But I think being as productive as possible and laying out your day, like you're doing a lot of good work on the front end of that. You're front loading your day. So I think, if you got a little bit of leisure on the back end, I don't see any problem with that,
Yeah, man. I just try to limit my downtime because I know I can get more done. And
Right.
I'll do a journal every morning too. So I also go to the gym almost every day because living in your car, like you have to shower somewhere, so might as well go.
Right.
Going to the gym has changed my life because it's like your entire outlook on yourself and how you portray yourself to other people
Right.
changes. Your energy changes. You're so much more confident. And like when I look in the mirror now, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is the new Noah. And it
Nice.
feels so good because I've been going for a long time, ever since I've been in my truck. I used to go inconsistently, but now I'm very consistent because it's like if I'm having a shitty day, I know I can go to the gym and fucking win.
Right.
And Andy Frisella talks about that for those of you guys who know him. But besides the gym, which I do very consistently, if we add that to the day, I do this journal and I write down everything I need to do for the day. And I'll usually do this every day. Most of the time.
Shit, man. That looks good. Where'd you get that journal at?
It's 2 pages. There's affirmations on the front end and what I'm grateful for at the top, how much money I'm going to make. So these are just general affirmations.
Right.
This is how much money I plan to make every year, and affirmations about money, what I'm grateful for, and 3 things in the last 24 hours. This journal is actually from Colton Lindsay and the WGR Mastermind. So I'm a part of a mastermind of real estate agents. And
Right.
Colton Lindsay is a colleague of Brian Casellas. That's how I knew him. So WGR looks like that, this logo right here. And that's actually this shirt right here. It's I Love My Life, WGR. But yeah, man, that's where I got the journal. That's a daily routine.
That's super awesome, man.
I work out a lot. I make phone calls. I'll door knock. I try to be consistent with what my schedule is because basically day to day is what really lays your life out in the future. So,
Dude, why don't just an idea for you. I think that you should start live streaming your cold call sessions and literally live stream them every day just for fun, Like even if they're 4 hours, like just live stream the whole thing every time.
I will do it sometimes. You guys know who Graham Stevens is, right?
Yeah, Graham Stephan or whatever, isn't it? Or whatever.
Stephen, I don't know.
On YouTube.
Yeah, that guy. I don't watch
We
his
didn't.
videos really anymore. I used to, but I remember he had this Facebook group and I joined it. And you know about his real estate mastermind Facebook group, right?
Right.
Got like 30,000 people in it. I'll live stream in there and get like 50 people watching me just cold call or door knock. How do you do it? How do you get leads? I'm like, motherfucker, dude. Like, you just got to work. So
Right.
I get all these people on there, like, ask me questions. It's funny, though, because if you want people watching you, just go out and work and put it on there and people will watch.
Right. That's all I'm saying, dude. Go on, dude. And that would be such an easy way to do your content too. And then like if you literally live streamed all your cold calls, dude, and then like you could even come back and just cut out like the best parts of the cold call. Like this one went good, this one went bad, and then you could do critiques on them, dude. I'm just saying, like I'm just offering up some content for you,
Hey, man, I've done it before. I just can't film and call with my phone. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing it eventually because I do all my filming on my phone for
Right.
YouTube and everything. So
Do it on the computer, bro. You got the laptop right here.
this is shitty. Oh, well, I mean, I'll use this laptop if I'm calling with my other laptop, but it's like, dude.
Right. All I'm saying is, dude, like just the effort. That's what it's all about. And I don't know, dude. It's the weirdest thing. I'll get fed videos on YouTube of like people studying for 8 hours for some reason. So I don't see why anybody wouldn't like if you just did cold calling. Wait, what?
They watch people study for 8 hours.
I'm telling you, dude, like this one girl, she's got hundreds of thousands of views of people just watching her study. So I'm like, dude, if you could literally build an audience around people just watching you live stream your cold calls, you know what I mean? And like watching you fail over and over and over again, dude, people would just be donating money to you. Like, you got this next one. You know what I mean?
Patreon page for my business efforts.
Right. Dude, I think it could be cool, dude. No one's doing that. I'm telling you, if I was in the business, I would do it, bro. I'm trying to find different ways I can live stream too. You know, just because like Twitch, bro, people made they made all this money and all this like getting all this exposure just off of live streaming, you know?
Yeah, it's insane. I knew a roommate who was doing Twitch and he started making like $500 here, $800 here, $1,000 here. I had one guy Venmo me at $30. And I was like, dude, this is fucking crazy.
Right, dude. There's no telling who's gonna watch it. And you don't know, maybe somebody in your area. Like at the beginning of every video, you just say, hey, I'm a real estate agent from here. If you guys have any leads or whatever, let me know. Now let's start cold calling and like literally do just like 4 hours of cold call. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But here's one thing I would like to add about, content and getting some business.
Right.
As soon as I changed and writing these affirmations in the journal, like money is easy to make. People want to give me their money.
Right.
And also I wrote, I naturally repel what I don't want and make room to receive what I do want.
Right.
And I remember I had my first listing here. I was about to sell. I got multiple offers on it. And my client said, no, let's counter them all at 100,000 above their offers. So I was like, all right, fuck this listing, deal done. Like, I'm not going to get it. So it terminated. And I had a guy, I'm going to have him on my YouTube channel. He's 19, sent me a comment on my video, 19. Lives in California with a mobile detailing business. He came out here and he bought a motherfucking house.
No way, dude.
This is the paperwork for the house right here. It's under here. It looks like this, right? It's a packet. But I have it sitting right there. I just met with the builder today and took a look at what.
So he just bought from you just because he likes you and he saw you on YouTube?
He bought a new house. So he's getting it built and it's gonna be like a $9,000 commission.
But just because he saw you on YouTube, right? And he likes you and he thinks you're a cool guy?
The purple van, that's the one he saw me on. He's like, I like you. So I went out and met him, showed him like 3 or 4 houses. The next day he's like, hey, look, we'll put your name on the contract. Thanks for showing us around. So
no, if you don't start putting out more content on YouTube, dude, I'm gonna come after you, bro.
Yeah, dude. 2 days ago, some guy from LA messaged me. Hey, I'm tired of all this liberal bullshit. And I'm a movie maker. My daughter is an actor. We want to move to Austin, Texas. I like you. You speak to me. This video you posted speaks to me. I checked his IMDb page. He's a real dude, and he wants to come out here and buy a house from the 27th to the 30th. I sent him an email back. I haven't gotten anything back from him, but he's a real fucking dude, and he's out.
Dude, if you don't start making more YouTube videos, dude.
That's why today I didn't really do much, like phone calls. I've narrowed down my phone calls a little bit because I need to start doing this. This next video I'm about to post is going to help me get over these past 5 weeks. I haven't done anything with YouTube.
Right.
Help me like, all right, now I got that out of the way. I can keep going. I feel like I have to explain every portion of my life that isn't on the internet. So it's like a weird thing I put myself into. So
right. And I mean, dude, people are watching intermittently. Like they just watch what's best for them. You know what I mean? So people, I don't think you even have to explain yourself, dude. I think you just come on here, bro, and just be who you are, man. And I think you can you're attracting business as it is, dude. Imagine if people could watch you fail. They would be more willing to support you, you know?
Absolutely. And that's why I need to catch everything up and kind of explain these failures I've had the last 5 weeks. I felt like quitting, man. Like I was this close to join the military, this fucking close.
Why, dude? I mean, obviously, we appreciate each and every person who serves our, U.S. military. Thank you so much for your service. But just curious as to why.
No, I didn't join the military.
No, but I'm just saying, like, because I was asking why, like, as if joining the military would have been a bad thing. So I was just saying we appreciate our military people who are serving. But yeah. Why did you want to go?
It was just so attractive because it's like I don't have to live in my car. I don't have to buy food. I don't have to do shit with leads or sales. I'm getting paid and hanging out with friends. What the fuck else do I want to do?
Right.
Because I had this small ego death. That's what I'm explaining. Man.
Well, let's go back to let's rewind a little bit. So, how did you get in this situation where you are living out of the car and you are a struggling real estate agent? You know?
I think it comes from a multitude of things. Um, Obviously, we could say like, "Well, my parents are giving me money." I could say that. I could say, "Well, my clients fuck me." It's like it's all the way I thought of what this is going to be like. My expectations were, I'm going to kill it in life. I'm going to be a millionaire. I got this shit. It's easy. And life's like, hold on, bro. Take this. Fuck. That's what happened, man. I was 18. I moved out and I had to get my ass kicked a little bit because I needed it. I needed it because the way I approached life was just from a cocky angle and like, I got this shit. I know it all. I don't blame myself for thinking that way. I was naive about it. My parents do help me. I call them every once in a while. They provide me like the emotional support of it, but it's like once I ran out of money, like commission that I had made from these two houses I sold. Remember when I did that open house, the guy walked in and I helped his parents buy and sell me like 15,000.
Right.
That's the money I had, and I had about 8,000 when I moved to Texas, right in Austin. And then I spent 3 of those months. It cost me like $1,500 a month to live. I spent 3 of those months shipping away. So I gave up a portion. It was $1,500 to move in, $1,400 to move in, and then about $1,500 every month after that. So it like 7,000 did not last. And I was like, fuck. Then I got to get a job. So I worked at Starbucks, broke my arm riding my bike. And then I finally got these two houses under contract in Texas.
You were working. Wait, you were working at Starbucks and you fell off your bike and broke your arm?
Yeah, I was riding BMX bikes and I broke my arm at the dirt bike track, like the bike track here. Austin's big in BMX, and I couldn't work at Starbucks anymore. I was like, fuck, I gotta just do real estate. So I got 2 deals from there. I mean, another like 12,000, and then I didn't know what I wanted to do because I was like, fuck, I don't want to live here anymore. It was more so the people I was living with because the roommate situation I had was bad.
Right.
I kind of just lived in my car, lived at friends' houses. I moved with my friend John first, and at that point they were like, "Where's your job? Where's your job?" Because they're Mexican, and so they're always working. They're hard workers, and they were having me stay at their house, and they were just wanting me to get a job, get a job. I was like, I'm making YouTube videos, damn it! Like I made a lot of videos while I was at their house, and they didn't understand it. And that's when I made the purple van video. I was at my grandma's house putting together the interior of my truck where I was going to live because I wanted to save money, get my California real estate license. And at that point, I was getting really close to running out of money. I got back to Texas, found a room to rent. Everything was better. I was like, fuck, this is a lot better. I feel a lot better now that I'm in Texas now. I was humbled a lot. And it's hard to think that it's just been a year because I feel like it's been such a long time. But it was just last January where I was like, I got this. I'll handle this shit. No problem. I'll do it just like my coach. I'll speak things into existence.
Right.
So easy.
Isn't it funny how you just get knocked down a few levels, man? Like life just knocks you down, you know?
Yeah, and think about the mindset of that. It's like it's so like deserving. Like I deserve this shit. I'm gonna get this shit. At least now I know that it takes work. I have to actually bring people value and not just show up and be Noah. It's like I actually have to do something in this world to make shit happen. I don't know. I can't point it to a specific thing. I think it's metaphysical. It's like this was something I had to experience to bring me to where I'm at now. Because it's like I'm not attached. I'm not attached to this lifestyle I want. I'm not doing it to prove myself to others anymore. Because a year ago, I would say the majority of things I was doing was to prove myself to others. Everything I was doing was to prove myself to others. So it brought me to this point because this is where I realize it's not about it's not about proving myself to others. It's just about doing what I want to do for me. And I'm in this position because I wanted to. I'm kind of going off tangent here.
No, it's okay. You're good. You're good, dude. I'm surprised you didn't double down on YouTube, bro. Because like you're monetized. I'm surprised you weren't just. Why don't you sacrifice like the quality of content and just start pushing more content, trying to go closer to daily? You know what I mean?
I probably could do that, man. But it's like I still want to prospect, do real estate, prospecting, because that's like a marketing piece. A lot of it, I need to still do phone calls. Going back to the
Oh,
metaphysical part of
no,
it.
no, no. I know about that. I know, like, you definitely have to continue doing your whole real estate job. But, like, as far as, like, running quick content, I mean, dude, you could make a video a day on, like, something that you learned that day during doing real estate. Or, like I told you, the live stream thing.
I should do that, man, because that's where I fell off. This is where I'm starting to get in my head a little bit about what I should post, what I shouldn't.
Right.
Because there are things I learn day to day that I'm like, man, I should probably hop on and put that on YouTube.
Right.
I definitely think I will be doing that.
Dude, I'm gonna be, dude, I got your number, dude. I'll be like, yo, no, what's going on, dude? Like, let's make it happen. You know what I mean? So I'll kind of be your accountability for that.
Yeah, man. But I'm in this spot because my choices, my actions,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm glad I'm at this point because I can only go up from here.
Well, I know your YouTube channel can make you money though, dude. I'm just surprised, that you aren't.
It makes like $100 a month, man. So
Oh, dude, but if you start putting out some good content, dude, like you said, you said you haven't put out videos in 5 weeks. That's why you're not getting any return on it.
I haven't put up videos in 5 weeks. That Purple Van video makes me like $60 a month. It's crazy.
That's nice. Yeah.
So my goal is $1,000 a month. I want $1,000 a month.
Right.
But who knows? This next video could completely change that, blow everything out of the water. It only takes $1 million or 1 million view video to make like 3-4K. But
Right.
again, about that, it's about providing the value. If I get a bunch of attention and eyeballs on me, it's going to help me reach those people, and they're going to get that entertainment value out of it. But I'm
Right.
also going to get paid, so that's going to be cool.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying, dude. Just upload just up your content numbers. You know what I mean? I would say set a goal for 3 to 5 times per week. Even if you're just like, you just press record, like you just record yourself talking, hey, I'm Noah, like this is what I learned cold calling today. All right, that's a video. You know what I mean?
I need to get back to posting that stuff, man. I think I posted a couple like that, but I thought I just had to edit all my videos and do them a certain way to get a lot of
Nope.
views.
Dude, okay, so I have a podcast coming out Wednesday, and I basically interviewed this homeless guy who lives off of his YouTube ad revenue. So, did you ever see? There's a video on YouTube. It's this 40-year-old guy quits his job at Popeyes, and he made a video before he went into work. Did you see it? It's got like a million and a half views on it. He blew up on YouTube because he made a video like, I'm 40 years old working at Popeyes. I'm gonna quit today. And then like, he gets paid, dude. He posts a video a day. His videos do not like do great every time, but like, dude, he supports himself. He like travels the country and he just lives off of his YouTube ad revenue.
Holy shit, man!
Right,
I
dude.
didn't know this.
So I
I
think
don't
you should
want to do that, but
double down, baby. I'm not saying that, yeah, you want to do that solely, but I'm just saying, dude, that like YouTube could really provide you like a more stable income, while you're going through the real estate.
I want to put it through another account. But my goal is 100,000 subscribers next year, so it's documented. Now that I'm saying this,
Let's go. Yeah, we're gonna hold you accountable. Because dude, people are going through those same struggles as you, bro. People are cold calling. People they're going through those same emotions and stuff. So I just think that maybe there's a gap in there. Maybe there's somebody that because like you see these people that are up here on the real estate end, you'd never see anybody who's at the bottom. Like
Yeah, I think that's definitely worse than I feel.
Dude, I could think of so many different, like cold calling 100 people and seeing what happens. Like make that a video. Like just think of challenges. Like think about like your day to day. How can I make like challenge videos in here, or how can I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would definitely do that. I just need to film with a camera,
Right.
so I can still use my phone. And I run out of storage, so it's like I can't record 12 hours, like prospecting for 12 hours challenge. I would love to do that.
Right. Well, dude, like I said, if you go live on the laptop, dude, and then you bring it down and then chop it up. I don't know, dude. I'm just offering up some ideas. But so let me think, dude. What's the commission on a sale of a house?
I charge 6%. Other agents discount. I charge 6%. 3% goes to the buyer's agent because I'm nice and I'll give them 3%. Right? 2.5.
Right.
But 3% is typically the commission on a house. So any sales price, 200,000, 300,000, 500,000,
Right.
$1 million, you'll see 3% very regularly.
Awesome, dude. Parker Thompson, he's my buddy. He does vending videos. He says, I'm in Houston. I'll send people your way. If anybody's looking for a house in Austin, is what he said. So
Appreciate it. Parker, that'd be awesome. I'm a movie star and a successful mobile detailer from YouTube. If you got characters, send them my way, bro. I'll take care of them.
Right. So what's the worst part about the real estate business? I mean, obviously cold calling and everything, but is there anything else that really sticks out?
There's nothing that's bad about the business. What's bad is you're going to be put through this position or put into a position where you're going to be aware of all this shit that is in your head. That's the bad part, is facing what's in you, not necessarily the daily tasks of calling and door knocking. It's about facing what's in here. And that's the biggest challenge, because I can't tell you how many times I've thought about quitting. Is this for me? Is this really what I want to do? Because we're told, like, follow our passion, do what makes you happy. And like, I love this when I'm making money, but when I'm not making money and I'm waking up on my office floor and it's hard as fuck and I'm like, my back hurts, I'm like, this shit isn't as fun as I thought it would be. So
No, I'm telling you, that's a video right there, dude. Dude, you're giving me content. Like, dude, just wait. I'm about to get my real estate license, and I'm about to just like I'm about to go live on my floor or something. I don't know. I think, dude, you definitely need to document this part of your life. I know, like, maybe there's an image thing about it. Maybe you.
I
Okay.
just want to market myself as this agent who's homeless. That's the biggest thing. I'm not feeding this negative self-image, and I'm not homeless.
Right.
I'm
I'm
here.
just saying.
I'm not homeless physically. Like, it just hasn't caught up.
I would let people in on the struggle a little bit, though. I think that's important. You know.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah.
I agree.
Right. Just because, people empathize, and then I don't know. Worst part about real estate, and then tell me about how breath work changed your perspective on things.
All right. So I don't do drugs. But breath work, the first time I ever did it, I was like, what the fuck is the breath work? And we were at the WGR summit in Dallas, and we had this lady named Samantha Skelly. Exactly how it sounds, it's spelled, Samantha Skelly. And on Instagram, you can check out what she does, but she had us do this breathing exercise. We sat in the chair. Okay, so we sit down, and she had us breathe in this way, in the abdomen first, and then the chest. So it was like, and we would do that over and over again. Okay. She's like, you're going to feel like you're going to pass out. You're going to feel like your heart's going to explode. Like, keep going. You enter this state of timelessness. It's like, this is complete hippie shit. All right.
Right.
State of timelessness. And all you're aware of is like the sounds going into your head, and I guess the physical sensation of your body. And then also,
Is it like a lightheadedness?
it's not a lightheadedness. It's a different experience. Like, you
Is it tranquil?
What's that?
Is it tranquil?
It's tranquil. I just did a session yesterday by myself. I walked out, did a little like walk into this mini forest of the park we have.
Right.
Next time I'm gonna bring like a blanket or something, but I just sat down on the grass and some like stretching real quick. And then I said, you know what? I intend to just figure out what I'm supposed to do next. And I didn't get anything out of it. I'm already doing what I need to do. And I see the signs of, like, day to day. I'll start to see like the car I want, or I'll start to see things happening that I say I want to happen. I'll write down things in my journal and it will manifest. I'll start to see those things. It's like, okay, I'm doing the right thing. But the breath work allows you to connect to yourself. It morphs the inner, like your inner world, the subconscious and unconscious mind. They connect. You're aware of what all this pain is causing you. And yesterday, I let out all this energy. I was angry, I cried, and then I just laughed hysterically. And I'm just by myself in these trees. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever, man.
No, it's okay. Dude, no judgment on my end, dude. I'm just listening.
It's amazing though. You got to try it.
Right.
I think you would be better if you're trained first, because then you can know like what it's supposed to feel like when someone does it and trains you to do it.
Right.
You do it. But when I do it by myself, it's not quite the same, because when all these people are in the same room and they're just screaming at the top of their lungs, like, it makes me laugh. So I let out even more energy. It's even better when there's more people. But
Is
I
that
mean,
a part of it though? That's a part of it is the yelling portion?
yeah, going back to the first time I did it, we have all these people in a room, and she was like, when you're doing it, if you feel like you need to let out energy, do it. It's your opportunity to have a temper tantrum if you need to. And so I'm like, who the fuck's gonna yell or cry? We're in a room of grown men. So
Right.
sit there, we're breathing, and then all I hear is someone in the back just yell at the top of their lungs, like, ah, ah, like everybody started yelling. And
Right. The funny thing is he gave everyone permission too, I'm sure. You know? Isn't that funny how that is?
yeah. And I find myself laughing more of the time, and everyone can be silent, enjoying their tranquil moment, and there could be someone that yells or someone that laughs. I will just sit there and die laughing hysterically. I'm just thinking of the laying down in Florida the last time I did it with a group. We were all in these like white blankets. It looked like such a weird setup, like it was a cult. Okay, we were all laying down these white blankets, and everyone was silent. And I was just laughing at the top of my lungs. It's a weird thing, man.
No,
But
that's awesome, man. And I think it kind of goes back to Coach Corey Wayne's philosophy. Like you have to feel it to heal it. Maybe through that breathing process, you're kind of like dialing in on some like inner emotions and energies that need to pass through that maybe you were holding in, you know?
you feel that if you've ever had a moment where shit was just bad and you've cried maybe 10, 15 minutes and you start to feel your cheeks or your face is really sore, like you feel like they're tingling a little bit.
Right.
Imagine over your whole body. You're basically cleansing your body and kind of like forcing yourself to get rid of this energy on your own. You're not waiting until you break down in tears. So for me, it's like I can stay clear headed and have a smile on my face, even though shit is not where I want it to be, because I let it all out. And I'm gonna do that. That's a new thing I'm gonna do. Is every week when I do my smart week is what we call it. We reflect on if we did the outcomes we set out to do for that week. We have three. I'm gonna do that when I do my smart week, right? So once a week I'll probably do that.
Dude, that's awesome, man. That's incredible.
That's great.
So this breathing practice has made a profound impact on your life.
Absolutely. It brought about an ego death. That's what I'm going to go into this next video. The ego death of proving myself to others, because the main root of this is because I was not loved enough by my parents. I love my parents a lot. They love me. I get that. But as a kid, I did not get the affection I wanted. All I got was, yelled at when I did some bad shit. And other than that, I got a few like good jobs. I love you. Go give me a hug, but nothing as much as it should have been. And so that comes from my parents. And I
Right. So you have like a deep insecurity almost that
deep
you have to like almost prove yourself to people, right?
to prove myself to people who bullied me, or to the girl that told me no, or my parents, all that shit, everything. It was like that was the whole point of like, I'm gonna be a success. I'm gonna be a real estate agent. I'm gonna show every motherfucker. Like that was the mentality. Think of how much pain and negativity is associated with coming to work every day to call people with that frame. Like, I'm gonna get on the phone to show motherfuckers like what I'm about, right?
Right.
Myself. Now I can just come in. It's like, all right, I'm in this position. I'm unattached. I'm gonna get on the phone and I'll do it for an hour, or I'll make a YouTube video. I'm unattached, but I'm gonna put just everything I can into it, because everything that's important to me, that is important in life, like my parents, like I didn't have to do anything. They love me. They're not the best at showing it, but they love me. So that's what I needed to hear. And through breath work, that's what changed. Is I came to the realization that everything that's important, that really matters, I already have. So it's like, do I really want to do real estate? Do I really want to do this? Is this what's making me happy? Am I giving myself enough options? Do more self-care, things like that.
Wow, man, that's awesome. Opened up your whole perspective. How could people find that breath work? Or does it have a name, or was it a
Yeah,
lady?
it's called holotropic breath work.
Holotropic.
HOLOTROPHIC breath work. Right, holotropic.
Holotropic breath work. Okay.
It's crazy.
Man,
It's
that's a good
crazy.
testimonial as well. And then for you to have the foresight to be able to see how your parents impacted you deeply, to be able to view your ego and view yourself, I think you have a lot of perspective, and I think that's a great thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's constantly growing, man. But I just feel better about myself. That's all that matters, because I was in pain before. Now I'm just not hurting. So
Right, right,
if
right.
people can gain value from that, that's awesome.
So did you told me that you had took out a credit card in order to pay for a course, right? Or pay for coaching. Can you tell me about that a little bit?
Yeah. So I was $2,000 deep into my $10,000 of credit that I had. So I was already in trouble. I was like, man, I spent $500 to come here. That's a lot of money. And the opportunity came up. You can sign up for coaching 5,000 right now, or 7,500. You put 2,500 down every 3 months, and then they're like, sign up if you feel like doing it. This is one of those moments where if you feel like you need to do it, the universe is calling out to you. You need to do it. And I forget what he said. It wasn't something stupid like that. Because obviously it's super cheesy when you say, if the universe is calling out for you to
Right,
buy my course. Like, he didn't say it like that.
right,
I knew inside that's what I have to do to level up, because I already chose not to buy the course last time. I didn't get the results I wanted, so might as well try buying the course this time. What could happen? What's the worst that could happen? So I signed up for the $7,500 option. So it's $7,000, but it was $2,500 to start. Put the $2,500 on my credit card, and I was like, holy fuck. The next day, I got the listing, or a listing. But here's the thing. That was the month where I got my ass kicked. I showed up every day, 4 or 5 hours. I got a ton of appointments. I got like 10 or 11. I set a bunch of listing appointments. What ended up happening was my skill wasn't high enough, and I was still coming at it from a place of ego. So after each listing appointment, it was like, I'm not as good as I thought I was. I'm not.
you're beating yourself up.
I beat myself up hard as fuck. Like, I cried after the last one. I was like, this is fucking stupid. Fuck these people. This shit is stupid.
Right.
So upset because they told me, like, get out of our house, because I told them a price. The whole dynamic was just fucked on my listing presentation. So I got my ass kicked, but the coaching introduced me to this new world of like good pressure, not the ego pressure of I have to prove myself, but it's like now it's the pressure to fix all this shit inside. It's like, now that I have this stuff fixed, I can come to work and not be attached to a certain result, which
Right.
is the listing, getting appointment sets. Like, people who want to work with me will work with me, and it's coming. And I'm attracting those people who want to work with me anyways. Look at YouTube. I just started writing that stuff down. I just started becoming this person by doing the day-to-day things that I need to do to become the person I set out to become.
Right.
For example, the successful version of myself. I go to the gym every day. I post YouTube videos. I make phone calls. I'm not attached. By doing those things, I am attracting people from YouTube to come buy with me. So that's making me money. I'm trying to think where I was going from this, because I'm getting
But
kind of.
like, how else? Like, what value did you gain from the course? So you spent 2,500, and it's multiple payments of 2,500, right? So like, what was? Can you give us the most valuable thing? What was the paradigm shift?
Yeah,
Was it worth it? Do you regret it? You know what I mean? Like, being in your state and going into that kind of credit card debt just for coaching. I would hope that it was worth it. So,
so
you know,
my coaches all have been in this position, and so I've already not paid for coaching. I wanted to see if I get the result by paying for coaching. I was like, I'm not going to do it. It's a waste of time. Lo and behold, I didn't get the result. Well, I didn't pay for coaching, so I'm going to pay for the coaching and get the result this time. The result is coming because I've learned so much in the past 2 months. But that's because I signed up for coaching. There's no immediate benefit. The benefit for me is that I'm getting my ass kicked. And
is
you
the
could argue, well, that's just the frame you're looking at it from. You didn't really get anything from it. You could, but this journal right here, so far, has just made me $9,000. Okay,
right?
because I attracted somebody from YouTube to come buy a house, and that was in the last month. And all the contracts are signed. Now the house is being built. So you tell me if it's worth it. So
Right, right, right. What about? But what comes with the? Is it a course, or is it you get one-on-one access with your coach?
So you get
You
a
get
one-on-one phone call in the beginning of the year, set out your year, okay, and then you have multiple calls throughout the month with this guy in a group, and then also you have your pod calls, so like your mini group of people, like because there's like 50 people in there. It's not everybody interacting with each other. There's like 10 of us in a group, so there's, I would say, mostly 5, 6, 7 people. So it's a small pod. We call it like our pod calls. So it's a mix between pod calls a mastermind call, and then also multiple meetups in the year. So I went to the one in Miami, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Funny story. I tried to spend like the least amount of money as I possibly could. So I
Mm.
didn't buy an Airbnb the last night. I didn't buy an Airbnb the last night. So I slept on a park bench in like there's a wealthy area. There's like yachts in front of me, the water. It was pretty. I slept on this metal park bench. But going back to the
Damn, man, that's serious.
different meetups throughout the year and also events for you to go to, seminars, to get back into the zone of being in this environment with these same people, because that's part of it. Remaining in this motivated state, that's also part of this coaching, because it helps you stay in
Like
that mind.
almost lifting up your vibration almost is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
you're lifting up your vibration because you're having other people. Like the lady who's in there, I think she stood up and he was like, "How much money are you making this year?" And she's like, 900,000 in commission. I'm like, "Holy shit! It's almost $1 million selling houses."
Oh, that's some good money.
Yeah,
So it's worth it for even the connections, being in there, hearing other people's stories. I'm sure you can get a lot out of it.
by far. I'm glad I signed up for this. It's amazing.
Well worth it, right?
Well worth it.
Well,
Yeah.
dude, now you can't really think about quitting. It sounds like you're in too deep, bro. Like you
I mean,
can't quit. You leverage yourself.
it's just another test. It's another test that I'm being given either by the universe, my mind, whatever you want to call it. It's like, will you quit? Let's put the temptation on him.
Right.
I have to realize that I'm doing this for not for other people, but for myself. I'm still doing real estate for myself. There's no reason to quit. I enjoy doing this, and I can make enough money to do what I need to do, which is buy houses, which is the next step. But that's coming.
I
I'm
think the oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm just laying the platform. All this getting my ass kicked this year is just laying the platform. Without any of this happening and being humbled enough, I know people who are still living at their parents' house or still with their parents, and they're like in their late 20s. So I'm not hating on those people, but I don't have that option. So I'm having to feel this pain now. I had to realize that food costs money, living costs money. I felt like I was giving my money away for no reason when I
Right.
first moved out. It was like this weird thing. It's like I'm just giving my money away just to live here. Like
Right.
this should be free. I don't know. It was like,
It's like that sense of entitlement almost had to be broken.
well, it's not that I was entitled to free housing. It was more so like I was so used to having my parents pay for everything. It's like I feel like I'm losing all this money.
I know, yeah, but you're not. It's just living expenses.
Yeah. So I had to change that. And then I'm on commission and learning how to do this business. And so when you run out of money, what do? You get a job. Also, you can minimize all your expenses. Here's where the fuck I am, just in my office. So
Dude, I think a good theme for this podcast is like going through the struggle in order to find self-discovery, you know what I mean? Overcoming that adversity for self.
hippie podcast.
It's okay, dude. It's a good one. You know what I mean? I think there was a lot in here. I think this point in your life right now, like if you could snapshot this, dude, you'll look back and you'll say, man, I grew more over that 1 year than I did over the next, 10, 15 years. Even if like the next 10 years you make $1 million every year, dude, you're going to say, I grew more in that first year, you know what I mean, than
I
every other year.
thought, man, because this has been one of the biggest years for growth, but I still had a lot of fun doing it. But I got my ass kicked so many times this year. It was good. It was really good.
Right. That's where you learn the most. And I mean, dude, remember Coach Corey Wayne, dude? He left his job, dude. He restructured his whole life, dude. Slept on his dad's couch, right?
He was 40, dude. He was
40.
40 years old. He's double my age, sleeping on his dad's couch.
Right. If Gary Vee was on this podcast, he'd say, dude, you're right where you should be. You know what I mean? Like you're in
Say good enough. You're a little bitch. That's what he'd say.
No, dude, maybe so, but he'd probably call anybody a little bitch. I mean, compared to Gary Vee, that dude put out a video, dude, and I saw it. It was like a 7.5 hour vlog of him just like hustling the whole day, like just going after it. Like I was like, oh my gosh, he was kind of serious. I think obviously we hustle for 7.5 hours, but for him to throw it all in a vlog, dude, like that had been like a 15-hour day, you know?
Holy
Um,
shit.
yeah, dude, you got to check it out. It's a long one, but yeah, it's a good one. So anyway, dude, that pretty much wraps it up on my end, dude. Do you have anything else you kind of wanna say, or you wanna plug anything or anything like that?
Uh, Nothing that comes to mind other than my YouTube channel. Noah Mackrille is the YouTube channel. Currently, I don't know where it'll be at the future, but it's at almost 10,000 subscribers. So it'll be very nostalgic when we look back and see that the numbers are a lot higher than 10,000.
Absolutely, for the both of us. You know what I mean?
Seriously, because
This
you're
is a
like,
good connection, dude. You were talking about the universe bringing people together. I think this was, this was something just like that.
absolutely, man. I firmly believe in that. And we'll probably meet up because I drive through Louisiana a lot. So I like
Abs-
Louisiana.
Absolutely, bro. You come by and stop and see me. So anyway, we're gonna wrap this up here. My name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace. Dude, you did a great job.